ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा सदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are continuing to read the Nectarean Ocean of the Holy Name by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. So right now we are in the section of the tips on chanting, right? So we read that about importance of, the first one was like really chanting with full attention and then waking up early in the morning, chanting all the time. So those were the things that we already saw. Now chanting should be accompanied by regulative principles. For a few months, the sons of Prajapati Daksha drank only water and ate only air. Thus, undergoing great austerities, they recited this mantra: let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in his transcendental abode. Since he is the Supreme Person, Paramahamsa, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.5, 27-28. These verses may provide the impression that the chanting of the Mahamantra or other Vedic mantras has to be accompanied by severe austerities. However, in Kali Yuga, it is impossible to perform the above-mentioned types of austerities. People cannot subsist merely on drinking water and eating air for many months. Such a process cannot be imitated, but at least one has to follow a certain form of renunciation in order to chant successfully. At least the 4 regulative principles of Krishna consciousness should be followed. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, and no gambling. Everyone can practice this tapasya, austerity, quite easily. Then the chanting of Hare Krishna will become successful without delay. Why these restrictions, which exist since ancient times? As we will see, there is a very interesting correlation between following these 4 principles and the 4 principles of dharma or religion. These 4 principles are self-evident. If we can rest our lives upon them, they will elevate us enormously. If we violate them, there will be degrading reactions. So the first one is daya, compassion, is destroyed by killing or meat eating. Second, tapa, restraint and austerity are destroyed by intoxication. Third is satyam, truthfulness, is destroyed by lying and gambling. And saucham, cleanliness, both external and internal, is destroyed by illicit sexual relationships. Most probably, not many readers will find it difficult to abide by the first 3 of the regulated principles. But even experienced devotees report that the sexual drive, either grossly or subtly in the mind, pushes vehemently for activity. At the same time, everyone knows that there is no lasting fulfillment possible. This push can be compared with an itching sensation, which demands scratching. Although there is temporary relief, the itching sensation will soon return with redoubled strength until blood will flow. What to do? The scriptures very clearly state that the conditioned soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment. But if there is no higher taste, it will remain addicted to those pleasures. If, however, one experiences a higher taste, she can easily forsake the lower taste. Refer to Bhagavad Gita 2.59. All material pleasures, including the sex pleasure, do not supply what the soul looks for. Material pleasures have a beginning and an end and are ultimately sources of misery. However, this can be clearly understood by someone who has tasted the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness, the holy name. When chanted seriously and without offenses, can quickly bring us to that ecstasy. One feels like Yamunacharya, who described in his meditation on Krishna, since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought, and my lips curl with distaste. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2572. The next section is about chanting in front of Tulsi. In connection with the 10 offenses and their rectification, it is recommended again and again to associate with pure Vaishnavas. The holy Tulsi is one such pure devotee of the Lord in the form of a plant. Therefore, chanting in front of Tulsi is immensely powerful, as the personal example of Sri Haridas Thakur shows. Haridas Thakur constructed a cottage in a solitary forest. There he planted a Tulsi plant, and in front of the Tulsi, he would chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times daily. He chanted throughout the entire day and night. Chaitanya Charitamrita 3.100. Srila Prabhupada comments, without difficulty, one can sit down anywhere, especially on the bank of the Ganga, Jamuna, or any sacred river, devise a sitting place or cottage, plant a tulsi, and before the tulsi, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with this undisturbed. Of course, in places like Europe, there are no holy rivers like the Ganga and Yamuna, only the river Rhine and the Thames, where fish are drifting bottom up. Thus, we have to create such a holy atmosphere ourselves. One can plant tulsi and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in her presence without being disturbed. Srila Prabhupada continues the above purport. The process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with a vow before the tulsi plant has such great spiritual potency that simply by doing this, one can become spiritually strong. Therefore, we request the members of the Hare Krishna movement to follow Haridas Thakur's example rigidly. Chanting 16 rounds does not take much time, nor is offering respects to the Tulsi plant difficult. The process has immense spiritual potency, but should not miss this opportunity. So those are the two important takeaways from this morning. First was regarding the 4 regulative principles. Really, we can see, right? The 4 regulative principles are really based upon the 4 pillars of Dharma. Daya, Tapa, Satyam, and Shaucham. And you can clearly see how the no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling is directly based upon these foundational 4 principles of Dharma. So very important. That's the reason why Srila Prabhupada has given us, these 4 regulative principles, even during when we receive initiation, Harinam Diksha. We are taking this vow to our spiritual master that we are strictly going to be following these 4 regulative principles. And also, Maharaj very clearly explains that, the first 3 seems like can be done, right? It's all external. If you look at it, really, it is all external. The no meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, they are all external. However, the 4th one, the illicit sexual relationship, is something that people have challenge with, and then that's the one where it can be external and internal, because it doesn't have to be even external, right? Internally also, if there is this thought process going on internally, contemplation on this illicit sexual relationship thing, that itself is very disturbing for bhakti. So that's the one we have to be really careful about, and Maharaj really points it out very nicely that that's the one big challenge that we have to be careful. And how do we avoid that, right? It's not like we can say no, just do that, but rather we have to develop the higher taste. And how do we do that? We really develop the attraction towards Krishna, Gaur Nitai, right? I mean, we have such beautiful deities and we read about their beautiful pastimes. We engage in devotee association, take inspiration from all the visiting sannyasis and all the senior devotees. So more and more our attraction is going to develop towards Krishna and his holy names. Slowly, slowly, the other thing is going to be just going down slowly. So that's our protection devotees, really taking strong shelter of Krishna and his devotees. Then the next one, the tip is about chanting in front of Tulsi. And right now also we are here in the temple. We have beautiful Tulsi Maharani in front of us. So chanting in front of Tulsi, she immensely gives us the blessing that we can be able to take shelter. Even the morning prayer, right? When we sing Tulsi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama, right? We are really asking for her. Please give us the service of Radha and Krishna so I may be able to serve them nicely. So that's, we just completed actually doing the prayer and, offering prayers to Tulsi Maharani. So it's such a beautiful way to start. So these are really potent. Sometimes we read these things and we are like, it's okay. But if Maharaj is, the scriptures are saying this, Maharaj is saying this, Haridas Thakur's example is given to us. So definitely we have to just take it as it is, that definitely there is power in these things and we have to really follow those principles. So with that, we can go on to chanting. Thank you so much again attending the class this morning in spite of all the busy schedule that is going on right now. Let's see. 2